Well, it's official. Baker Mayfield officially needs to get back on the cheesecake. 17 Sundays in Hell, Joe Vore. We are back for week 4 between the Cleveland Browns and the Minnesota Fighting Kirk Cousins and Joe Olsteins. The Browns, 14-7 over the Vikes. Let's go over my picks real quick. I am now 4-0 through this first month of the season, and the Cleveland Browns are 3-1 and tied with the Northern Kentucky Skyline Chili Bengals for first place in the AFC North as it presently sits. Before I get into this recap and reaction, let's just go over a few things. First off, the Cleveland Browns defense, that's right, the defense, quite literally deserves a 10 to 17 minute round of applause, standing ovation, admiration, moment of silence, whatever you can think of. The Browns defense deserves it. An incredible performance today, last week, but today was against a more legit opponent, and it felt great to be like, man, we're in this defensive battle, and again, the defense answered whatever the offense wasn't able to do today. Whatever Minnesota threw at them, the defense was able to turn it away and make plays. Also, the Browns miss a couple things. They miss, I love Jedrick Wills. He's a good player. When he's healthy, he's good. He's very solid, especially in that ensemble, the union, that whole entire offensive line. The Browns, they need a healthy O-line. They also desperately miss, this is no shocker, they really do miss Jarvis Landry. Sure, we got Beckham back, and he looked good last week, had a few plays this week. Baker missed him a couple times, but Jarvis Landry, he's just really the engine that makes this thing go. I know we say O-line, I know we say, Chunt, I'm talking Chunt, Hunt and Chubb, but Jarvis Landry, it really is the lifeblood of this team. Without him, you can tell the Browns offense really misses him. I mean, third and short, they use him in the run game, they use him as a gadget player. There's just all kinds of things. You're a little bit limited, and it just kind of constricts and doesn't open things up for everybody else like it does when Landry's on the field. And lastly, this game started off to be the fastest game ever. I mean, I'm like, this game's flying by. This is going to be good. And then the fourth quarter, of course, it was like the NBA. You could take a 45-minute nap and you're like, oh, the game's still on. Only 30 seconds has come off the clock. Okay, so let's get into this now. Those are my initial thoughts. Let's put those in the rearview mirror. They are what they are. Let's get into this game. Minnesota started off looking like Kevin Stefanski was back calling the offense. I'm talking runs out of the shotgun, outside zone, stretching the field, play action pass, designing guys wide open. Minnesota goes right down the field. They convert a fourth down, and they get a touchdown, 7-0 Minnesota early. And that was our score after one quarter of play, 7-0. The Browns drive very similar to Minnesota, long, running the ball, play action, taking a bunch of time off the clock. The Browns end up turning the ball over on downs. Minnesota takes back over. And the red zone struggles continue. Another thing that I forgot to mention earlier, the Scottish Hammer, our punter, not great, has not been good. It was a cool, fun story, drink some pint with the boys, but has not been good. Has not been good for a while, and I know he's got long hair and he's cool, but I feel like it's not really getting talked about. Not good. It might be time to find a new punter. Another thing the Browns aren't good at, Kevin Stefanski, not good at challenges. He tends to challenge plays that are going to stand that should not be challenged, and then not challenge plays that should be challenged because they would be overturned favoring the Browns. It's another observation. We saw it a couple times today. That Cleveland defense gets the offense, the ball back, and Cleveland goes on this long drive. I mean, I'm talking, this game was moving by so fast. This is like you and your buddy playing Madden. The ball's never touching the ground. You're playing 5-minute quarters, and the clock is just constantly running. I mean, before I knew it, I'm like, first quarter's over. Boom, first half's over, and here we go. The game was so fast today. Once again, the Browns last year, goal line, red zone, you could pretty much book it. They're pretty much coming away with a touchdown here. Not so far this year. They've really struggled in the red zone. The Browns are down there, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, can't get it. They get very lucky. They get bailed out, holding on the defense. The Browns get a new life. This reminded me of that Bills game 2 years ago when Freddie Kitchens was still the coach. And the Browns had like 9 tries from the one, and they could barely get a touchdown. It's like, my God, what the hell is going on? Just run the damn ball. I was having PTSD of Freddie Kitchens in a goal-to-go situation. After the penalty, 1st and goal, the Browns go play action to Hooper, high above Hooper's heads. And here's something I was not expecting today. A reference to the great Cleveland legend, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. The only guy in Cleveland that could have caught that ball was Zydrunas Ilgauskas. I did not wake up expecting to hear that name today, but you know what? I'm really glad I did. Kevin Harlan was on one today. Was he back to biting strippers or prostitutes or whoever that was? I don't know if it was him, Marv Albert, O.J. Simpson. I don't know. It's one of them for sure. Maybe all of them. I don't know. Urban Meyer. Okay. Anyways, did not expect to hear Zydrunas Ilgauskas or a Twins and the now Cleveland Guardians. Did not expect to hear that today on the broadcast. Sure enough, the Browns decide to get smart. They run the ball. Hunt is in 7-6. Browns going to kick the extra point. Chris Webber situation from Sheldon Richardson tries to call a timeout. Minnesota out of timeouts. The Browns, just like the Kansas City game, they're like, no, we're not going to decline this. We're not just going to kick it again. What we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of the ball going from the 2 to the 1, and we're going to go for 2. Andy Janovich continues to be the leader in the clubhouse, in my opinion, for the Low Man Trophy of the year. I'm pretty sure it's just for college players. Who cares? I think all fullbacks should be eligible. Shout out PFT. Andy Janovich catches the 2-point conversion. 8-7 Cleveland. Now this next drive was interesting. The Browns get the ball back, not much time, but they have a few timeouts, so they are going to go for it. They're going backwards, penalties, intentional grounding, almost another intentional grounding. It's 3rd and 5 ever. They hand the ball off to Kareem Hunt on a delay, on a draw, handoff, and he runs it and runs it and runs it and gets a first down. Then Baker throws it to Hollywood Higgins. Incomplete, but they call it complete. Minnesota, no timeouts. It's a booth review. They miss it. The Browns snap it. So they get those yards. And Sarah McLachlan, I'm telling you, one more game, I'm going to start calling him by his real name. But Sarah McLachlan, our kicker, nice job, you fucking kicker. Well done. To quote the great Todd Haley, who was the Browns offensive coordinator for 10 to 17 minutes. Nice job, you fucking kicker. Bangs one in, 11-7 Cleveland at the half. Quarter number 3, second half. Here's where the game slows down. Browns, they get the ball to start the second half. I'm like, okay, here we go. Let's get Baker in a rhythm. Let's get a little Hunt, little Chubb, little Chunt. I'm talking Chunt. Let's get that going. Let's move the pocket. Let's roll Baker out, play action, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going to stay up all night. I'm going to party all day. Didn't happen. Baker was a little jumpy today. The pressure was more consistent in his face, I think, than all season so far. That injury, Baker was just a little bit off today. He misses Demetric Felton, a wide open dump off in the flat, tries to run it, doesn't get it. Just completely missed him. Baker's got to be better. The teams trade punts. This happens, that happens, blah, blah, blah. 11-7 at the end of the 3. Fourth quarter, put the 4s up, baby. It's winning time. Sarah McLachlan, once again, I'm telling you, nice job, you fucking kicker. 53-yard bomb, never a doubt, right down the middle. Nails it, 14-7, Cleveland. First play for Minnesota, Kirk Cousins is going up top, sends a prayer. He goes, oh, please, Joel Osteen, please, God, let this happen. No! Greedy Williams says, there is no God today, Kirky. I'm sorry, Joel Osteen, you're selling out stadiums, you disgusting prick. I got an interception for you. How does that feel? Browns take over. I'm like, okay, please, God, here's where we got to take over. Let's put them away. I'm tired of the stress, the anxiety. I'm tired of it. Just please put the game away. And here's where I'm like, chunt, baby. I'm talking chunt. Run the ball, run the clock out. Let's ride off into the sunset at 3-1. But no. Incompletions on 2nd and 3rd down have the Browns punting. Minnesota takes over, a little under 4 minutes to go from their own 12-yard line, down by 7. We're now at the 2-minute warning. Minnesota with the ball at the Cleveland 38-yard line, driving and threatening to tie this game up. But the Browns defense prevails again. They pressure Kirk Cousins. They get to him. Turnover on downs. The Browns take over. 1:21 to go. I'm like, please, God, run the ball. Let's end this thing, please. Nope. 2 short runs. Baker has Beckham wide open. Walk-in touchdown. Out and up. I'm like, here it is. This is the game. Misses him. Browns have to punt. Minnesota gets the ball back. 1:01 to go. 1 timeout from their own 27-yard line. And that Browns defense comes up with the one more stop that they needed. They were incredible today. Like I said, give them a standing ovation, moment of silence, round of applause, whatever you see fit. Please do it because that Browns defense deserves it. They win 14-7. Like I mentioned, Browns are now 3-1. And as it stands right now, the Browns are tied for first in the AFC North. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit that bell so you never miss an episode. I will talk to you next week after the Browns lose to the Wales Vagina Chargers. What? Excuse me. the LA Chargers.